For the first time in ARK history, I will be refunding a DLC. As a fellow content creator, compared to, a lot of other people that are just kind of tossing it under the rug, I have to say something here about this guy, or, with just Dragontopia overall. I'm going to be refunding this DLC until I see a major difference, because this is a mess. This is just an absolute piece of garbage, simple as that. This dragon looks cool and all, don't get me wrong, this isn't a bad looking dragon, but to those of you who do not know, this is a blatant ripoff from How to Tame Your Dragon. You can clearly see this side by side here. I'll even put up a photo for you guys right here on the left, just so you can see this. Do you kind of see the similarities? You see what I'm seeing here now? So for those of you who don't know, Dragontopia came out literally 1 hour before Genesis, after Genesis got delayed 5 times, I think? Probably more than that, to be honest. And out of nowhere, ARK gave us this at the same time as Genesis, whenever we were supposed to get Genesis 1 and Tides of Fortune as a DLC, which we were all hyped for. It gets delayed. That's happened for every ARK map, sure. But then out of nowhere, ARK posted this 1 hour prior to Genesis even coming out. Like, what a huge, just, F you, Is this a joke, ARK? Is this really the route that you're going down? To the point where you have to do this to the community that's still left here? Because there's not many people. I've seen the numbers for ARK. It's been on a steady decline over the last year, and it's actually been holding for honestly probably a couple months now, which I was very shocked by. But this, it's not even about it affecting me at this point. It affects everybody. It affects every other person that's making videos, and it affects the average person too. That's the bigger thing here. This does not fit into ARK at all. Don't get me wrong, I've messed around with these mechanics and stuff, and the mechanics work great. I think it's honestly just, it's amazing. But why do you have to put this little cartoonish dragon into ARK? Where does this fit in? Can somebody please tell me this? Where does this fit in? What map will this fit in? Even if Dragontopia looks, like all of the rest of this kind of stuff that we've seen with every other map, this still won't fit in. There is nowhere for this to fit in. And even if this was a collab with How to Train Your Dragon, that's not a good look, ARK. That means that you're just selling out. We said this with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab. We said this with the Power Ranger stuff too. It doesn't fit into ARK at all. I believe in mods. I think that mods are kind of cool. Don't get me wrong. But I just don't agree with this. There's nothing here that benefits the average ARK player. Not to mention, this DLC is $30. You are charging $30 for, technically it's a pre-order, I understand that, but you're charging $30 for this map, and all we get is just actually 1 dragon when you said that we get 2 dragons. And by the way, the second dragon doesn't come out for a couple more weeks, which is kind of funny there at the same time. I'm trying to think of something else to say here, because it's just such a mess. But I really don't believe ARK is going to have a future if they do not listen to, the people. If they do not listen to the actual player base for what we want, ARK will know, they're not going to be here. And also, ARK's most likely going to get sued for this. Does ARK not have a legal team, or at least, a lawyer on standby for this kind of stuff? Because Paramount, who owns How to Train Your Dragon, they love to sue people, by the way, and I guarantee you that they've already seen what's happening here with ARK. And I have a really, really good feeling that there's going to be a piece of paper on their front door here soon talking about this. So, my honest opinion, ARK, refund everybody that bought this garbage, because there wasn't that many according to the reviews. There's only 88 reviews, and 95% of them are bad, by the way, as you can see on screen. Not a good look to begin with. I would highly recommend that you guys refund this entire thing, just rebuild it from the ground up. And I understand this probably isn't even Wildcard. It's most likely Snail Games, which, for those of you who don't know, I want to say 50 videos covering them at this point. That's how bad that this company is. It's pretty rough, actually. But for those of you who do not know, Snail Games is the owner of ARK technically. Wildcard is the developers. They started the company, and then they sold it to Snail Games for $100 million. I still don't know why you would ever do that, considering that ARK has made over, $1.5 billion, and you sold it for $100 million back in 2015. It's kind of crazy. Either way, though, Snail Games could have helped get ARK out there, so, I will give them credit where it is due. But Snail Games is the reason for the majority of this crap. I can just tell you that now. And they're also the biggest reason why things keep getting delayed. Because, when you rush ARK to get things out, this has to be out Otherwise, our stocks are going to get hurt and then we're going to lose all of our investors. That's why we are getting these big delays, because the ARK team physically can't manage it, because, when you build a system from the ground up, it's going to have bugs. It's going to have issues. It's going to have a lot of things that just happen. That's how games work. But when you rush a team like this, it just doesn't really make sense to do, especially for gaming, because the number one key issue about why games fail is because of issues. It's because of these just awful issues that keep happening. And this is why ARK keeps falling off. This is why ARK cannot maintain proper players. I've tried to get my personal friends in real life on this game. I think I have one friend who actually plays this game. Every other person in my life has said that this game sucks. It looks decent, but it just overall it's garbage. They actually prefer ASE over ASA. That should kind of tell you something. So between all of the collabs, all of the other DLCs that we're getting for this game, we still have Dragontopia, which is yet to come out in December. Then I believe we have Space Wars or something. If this is the path that we're seeing with Dragontopia, are you guys gonna rip everything off from Star Wars? Because they even said that there's gonna be kind of like galactic cruiser style things. Are you just gonna rip things off from Star Wars as well? Is this what we're gonna see? Because if this is the path that ARK is gonna go down, I will switch games. I'll just go to a different game. But yeah, I love everybody that watches all of my videos. It's awesome. I love all of you guys. But at the same time, this is what I do for a living, and it's hard to even sustain myself without sponsors anymore. Just because ARK is not really, it's not really it anymore. I'll just say that. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say here, other than I hope somebody at the team sees this video and kind of keeps it into consideration, that I'm speaking on behalf of the majority of the community here, that nobody likes this garbage. A couple people said that, it's cool and all, but it is a cool looking dragon. I'll give it that. It just doesn't fit into ARK. So I'll go ahead and show you the new items that they did add before this video ends, just to kind of show you. We have Umbra. The abilities are awesome. It can dive bomb. It can shoot plasma balls. I think that's pretty sick, right? We also have this thing, which is like a hook, where you can hook it like onto some dragon. So I can do this, and then it'll put me straight on the dragon. That's pretty sick. So if your dragon's like stuck in midair, you can kind of go up there. I love this. Don't get me wrong. I love the tools. I love what this all is adding. I just don't like this. Then we have this new armor as well. This looks pretty cool in my opinion. It just kind of reminds me of, I don't know, it reminds me of some big movie. I can't think of it. But overall, this looks decent and this fits into ARK. The dragon doesn't, simple as that. So I don't know, that's really all that they added. Oh, I almost forgot the dragon skill tree. I'll go ahead and show that real quick. So we have the Dragontopia skill tree for Umbra and Luna. Wait, was it Luna? Who was his name? Lumina, my bad. So we have all this, but by the way, where's Lumina? Like, how are you gonna sell us a pre-order DLC piece, but you don't even have all the content that you promised on the trailer? It's kind of funny. We have all this. I don't feel like covering it because I'm just gonna be refunding this anyways. I'm probably gonna make one more video going more in depth about this, just so you guys can see if it's actually worth your time. Otherwise, other than that, this is garbage, and I think ARK is kind of turning into a little bit of a, what I like to call a shitbox of a game. I'll just say that. So yeah, hopefully somebody at Wildcard is watching this video. I kind of doubt it, but I know that they do watch some of my videos, especially the ones with Snail Games in it. But anyways, that's it for today's video. I'm not even going to give you an outro. That's how bad that this really is. So anyways, thanks for watching.